Good day, everyone. In this special report, we examine one of Spain's most defining economic challenges, persistent high unemployment. Let's begin with Spain's introduction of unemployment. Please, Mr. WAFI.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. I'm Muhammad WAFI ARIF, your reporter today. So today I will interview some random public people about Spain economics in 2025. Hi, my name is WAFI. Today I'm going to interview you about Spain's economy in 2025. Before I start my interview, can you introduce yourself? Okay, what is your name?
My name is Nabil.
Where do you live?
I live in Madrid.
Okay, what do you do for living?
I'm the owner of coffee shop at Madrid.
Oh, okay. Good day. Today, we are discussing Spain's economic situation in 2025. Spain has shown moderate economic growth, mainly supported by domestic demand and investment. As a citizen, how do you feel about the current economy?
What a good day. I believe Spain economy is growing and improve, and I think people are more confident with their financial situation and their future.
So, right now, in Spain's economic growth in 2025 is expected to reach around 2.9%, with GDP per capita estimate at about $3610190. Okay, has this growth improved living standards?
Yes, but only to a certain extent. While income level have improved, the cost of living is still a concern for many households.
So for the last question, is inflation is expected to remain moderate at around 2% in 2025. How does this affect daily life?
Moderate inflation is helpful. Energy and food prices are more stable, which allow families to better manage their expenses.
Okay, right now we have another public people to interview about Spain economy. So, what is your name?
Oh, my name is FARIS.
Oh, where are you from?
I am from Barcelona.
Oh, what do you do for living?
I'm running a business.
Oh, I see. Okay, good evening, Faris. We are here today to hear public opinion on Spain economic situation in 2025. Can you share your view on how the economy is affecting daily life?
Overall, I feel that the economy is slowly improving. There are more stable job opportunities compared to previous year, especially after the labor reform. But many people are still cautious because prices remain high.
So, another question. Employment stability has been highlighted as a key improvement. Have you personally experienced any change in job security?
Yes, I have noticed that more people are getting fixed contract instead of temporary one. This gives workers more confidence to plan their future. Also, wage still needs to increase to match living costs.
Oh, so the third question from me, inflation is expected to remain moderate this year. Has this helped household manage their expenses better?
Oh, to some extent, yes. Energy prices are more controlled, but food prices are still quite expensive. So families are still adjusting their spending.
Okay, another question. Despite the recovery, Spain continues to face high public debt. Does this worry you as a citizen?
It does worry me because high debt affect future tax or public service, even though the government is trying to manage it carefully.
In your opinion, what should be the government's main priority moving forward?
I think the government should focus on increasing wage, controlling living costs, and creating more long-term job opportunities to ensure sustainable economic growth.
Okay, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Your opinion reflect the concern and hope of many Spaniards as the country move forward. Thank you, Faris. See you again.
Welcome. See you.
Next, let's move to the current condition and the specific types of unemployment affecting Spain. Will be presented by Mr. EIMRAN.
Today, I will be analyzing unemployment in Spain one of the most persistent macroeconomic challenges the country continues to face. Although Spain's unemployment rate has declined to around 10.4%, it remains significantly higher than the Eurozone average. This high level of unemployment has negatively affected household disposable income and reduced spending on non-essential goods, which is explained the sluggish growth in retail sales. As a result, more than 26% of the population remain at the risk of poverty. One of major issues is regional disparity and labour market inflexibility. Strong dismissal protection and encourage firms to rely on temporary contract, which account for over 25% of employment. Youth unemployment remain above 25%, creating what is often referred to as lost generation. This discourages family formation, home ownership and long-term consumption. Unemployment also places pressure on government finances by reducing tax revenue while increasing welfare spending, contributing to a fiscal deficit of 2.8% of GDP. Productivity growth is further limited by skill mismatches in tourism-based economy, where 13% of workers earn low wages. Policymakers face a dilemma. While interest rate cuts by the European Central Bank can stimulate borrowing and investment, they also risk creating housing bubble without addressing structural labor issue. These include rigid hiring and firing rule and insufficient vocational training in growth sectors like renewable and technology. Moving to type of employment, the first is structural unemployment. After the 2008 financial crisis, Spain's reliance on construction and low-skilled tourism jobs left many workers unemployed when this sector collapsed. At the same time, technological advancement increased demand for high-skilled labor, creating a mismatch that persisted even during economic recovery. In response, the government introduced labor reform and reskilling program. The second type is cyclical unemployment, caused by sudden drop in aggregate demand such as housing market crashes and pandemic lockdown. Sectors like tourism and services were hit hardest, although furlough schemes like ERTE and monetary easing helped. Spain remains highly sensitive to economic cycle. In conclusion, unemployment in Spain is a systematic issue that continues to trap millions in precarious jobs of jobless despite tourism boom and EU support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Imran. Now let's examine the effects of this crisis and the proposed way to solve it. In the aftermath of the global financial crisis, one European nation's job market became the epicenter of economic pain. Spain. In 2013, its unemployment rate hit a staggering 26%, the highest in its modern history. That's 1 in every 4 people seeking work, unable to find it. Tonight, we explain how it got so bad and what finally turned the tide. The path to that peak started with the collapse of massive housing bubble in 2008, wiping out millions of construction jobs. But the crisis deepened due to 2 key factors: Spain's rigid labor market filled with temporary contracts and severe government austerity measures that cut spending while the economy was already down. By 2013, the damage was done. The rate had climbed relentlessly to that historic peak of over 26%. The fight back was fought on 2 fronts. From Europe, the European Central Bank launched the historic measures, negative interest rates and massive bond buying to flood the economy with cheap credit. And in Madrid, a major 2012 labor reform tried to fix structural problems by making it less costly for companies to hire people on permanent contract. Think of it this way: the ECB provided the cheap fuel for recovery, and Spain's reforms tried to rebuild the engine to use it. And it worked. Slowly, by 2015, unemployment fell to 22% and export and tourism boom helped. but the human cost was immense. A generation faced delayed futures, and the economy suffered lasting scars. So Spain's story is a stark lesson. A deep jobs crisis requires both massive economic stimulus and tough structural reforms. While the peak is behind them, the quest for stable, quality works continues. For Eco 211, I'm Fakhro. This brings us to our key recommendation, will be presented by Mr. AYMAN.
Thank you for having me. Now let's take a look at the recommendation. The problem in Spain is structural, and unemployment, which simply means the worker skills do not match the jobs that are available. Based on our report, we have a clear roadmap to fix this. First, we must look at our financial policy. Regarding monetary policy, since Spain is a part of Eurozone, we rely on the European Central Bank. We recommend that Spain push for supportive conditions that keep interest rates stable, which will encourage a business to borrow money and expand. To this support, our fiscal policy must focus on the future. The government should channel public speaking specifically into the digital and green energy sectors. These are the industries that will create the most new jobs in the coming years. However, money rules alone are not enough. We need to fix the labor market itself. To solve the skills gap, we strongly recommend adopting the dual vocational training system. This is modeled after the German system, where students learn by actually working in companies, ensuring they graduate with the exact skills industry we need. We also propose a single contract system. Currently, too many Spanish workers are temporary contract. This new system will encourage employers to hire a permanent staff, giving the workers the stability they deserve. By combining this financial strategy with a better education, we can finally lower unemployment and secure a stable future for the Spain. Back to you at the studio.
Finally, our last report will be reported by Mr. Faris. Let's conclude it all.
Hi, good evening. Today we are talking about unemployment in Spain. Even though the situation has improved in recent years, unemployment is still a big issue. The unemployment rate has gone down, but it is still higher than in many other European Union countries. This shows that the problem is not just about the economy slowing down. It is also caused by long-term issues such as people not having the right skill, difference between region and Spain, strong dependence on seasonal jobs, especially in tourism. Unemployment affects many people's life. Many workers earn less money, face unstable jobs, and have a higher risk of poverty. Young people and low-skilled workers are the most affected. At the same time, high unemployment means less tax income for the government and more spending on welfare, which put pressure on the country economy. So, what can be done? Spain needs a mix of solutions. This includes better education and job training, stronger labor market policies, and more growth in areas like digital and green industry. Creating more stable jobs and improving job matching are also important. To sum up, Spain has made some progress, but more work is still needed. Solving unemployment can help improve people's lives and support long-term economic growth. That's all for now.